Just close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. No, I'm not going to hit you. It's 1995, you're in Beijing, China. You are attending the United Nations 4th World Conference on Women. So for the men here, just try and think logically. Open your eyes. Okay, I am the First Lady, Hillary Clinton. This is truly a celebration of the contribution women make in every aspect of life. In the home, on the job, in their communities, as mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, learners, workers, citizens and leaders. It is also coming together, much the way women come together every day in every country. We come together in the fields and in the factories, in village markets and supermarkets, in living rooms and boardrooms. Whether it is while playing with our children, in the park, or washing clothes in the river, or taking a break at the office water cooler, we come together and talk about our aspirations and our concerns. And time again, our talk turns to our children and our families. However different we may be, there is far more that unites us than divides us. We share a common future, and we are here to find common grounds so that we may be able to help bring new dignity and respect to women and girls all over the world, and in so doing, bring new strengths and stability to family as well. By gathering here, we are focusing world attention on issues that matter most in the lives of women and their families: access to education, healthcare, jobs and credit, the chance to enjoy basic legal and human rights and participate fully in the political life of their countries. What we are learning around the world is that if women are healthy and educated, their families will flourish. If women are free from violence, their families will flourish. If women have a chance to work and earn as full and equal partners in society, their families will flourish. And when families flourish, communities and nations will flourish. The great challenge of this conference is to give voice to women everywhere, whose experiences go unnoticed, whose words go unheard. Women comprise more than half of the world's population. Women are 70% of the world's poor, and 2/3 of those who are not taught to read or write. Women are the primary caretakers for most of the world's children and elderly, yet much of the work we do is not valued. Not by economists, not by historians, not by popular culture, and not by government leaders. At this very moment, as we sit here, women around the world are giving birth, raising children, cooking meals, washing clothes, cleaning houses, planting crops, working on assembly lines, running companies, and running countries. Women are also dying from diseases that should have been prevented and treated. They are watching their children succumb to malnutrition caused by poverty and economic deprivation. They are being denied the right to go to school by their own fathers and brothers. They are being forced into prostitution, and they are being barred from the bank lending offices and banned from the ballot box. No one should be forced to remain silent for fear of religious or political persecution, arrest, abuse, or torture. Tragically, women are most often the ones whose human rights are violated. I believe on the eve of a new millennium, it is time to break our silence. It is time for us here to say in Beijing and the world to hear that this is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights. These abuses have continued because for too long the history of women have been a history of silence. The voices of this conference and the women at Beijing must be heard loud and clear. It is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food or drowned or suffocated or their spines broken simply because they are born girls. It is a violation of human rights when women and girls are sold into slavery. It is a violation of human rights when women are doused with gasoline, set on fire and burnt to death because their marriage dowries were too low. It is a violation of human rights when individual women are raped in their own communities and when thousands of women are subjected to rape as a tactic of prize at war. It is a violation of human rights when a leading cause of death worldwide amongst women in the ages of 14 to 44 is the violence that they are subjected to in their own homes. It is a violation of human rights when girls are brutalized by painful or degradation practices of genital mutilation. If there is one message that echoes forth from this conference, is that human rights are women's rights. Women's rights are human rights. Let us not forget that amongst those are the right to speak freely and the right to be heard. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Women's rights are human rights. What a powerful speech Joseli just delivered to us, and I agree with everything. I think Joseli's speech had a very interesting opening, and she set up the scenario at the beginning, asked everyone to close their eyes and start to imagine. And just that thing, she actually brought me back to the conference in women's conference in Beijing in 1995. Let's just imagine that. I thought that was very nicely done. Very set up the thing for her speech later on. But I would like to suggest to her maybe give this kind of introduction to the Toastmasters and let her to help you set up the things for you, so the audience would actually be prepared for the speech. And as I can see, this is the official address at the conference, so I will not comment on the contents of the speech. I'll just focus on the vocal writing that Joseli had delivered. She had a very, she was very smart to choose this speech, because I think the speech was very well suitable for her voice. Her voice was very powerful and certain. And if I close my eyes, I would actually think that was just the leader at the conference that delivered that speech. So I especially like the way when she was saying the sentences in patterns, like if women, if women, if women. And she actually built up her voices up to that point. This is one stronger than another one. So I really like that. I thought that's the highlight of that. And whenever she wanted to change a point or make a point or change a subject, she raised her voice a lot to make that happen. And I'd like to challenge Joseli in the future, maybe to think about choose a topic, give you more vocal writing, like trying to have some more pitch, pauses, and varieties in your voice. Overall, it was really good speech.